one of the most entertaining spiels we've heard all day. I'm pretty sure of that.
It's just quiet.
Shot in retirement. Okay, Don, your turn to not get beat up on.
Based on Doug's comments, that certainly gives a lot of insight to the fact that I am not toast and will not be toast for quite some time, as it appears. And it's exactly that. A couple of things that Doug touched on is it is all about the source and the destination. And with the source and the destination becoming many to many, I think it drives two positive things from a bandwidth perspective. One is there will be many sources and there will be many destinations. And with that, and the ubiquity and the availability and the increasing investments in the physics of DWDM, I think it provides a lot of hope and a lot of opportunity in the form of being able to provide that connectivity and be able to provide that bandwidth growth. What has been interesting, one of the things that we've been investing in the last 2 years is in DWDM technology. And we provide services from T1s right on up to 10 gigabit Ethernet circuits. We trialed a 100 gigabit Ethernet circuit last week at NextCom in Las Vegas. We ran a pre-standard 100 gigabit Ethernet circuit between LA and Las Vegas with the cooperation of Infinera. And probably the most exciting thing, in addition to just having, watching the little dials and the meters grow, was actually the fact that someone had to create a box that would generate 100 gigabit Ethernet signal. So there's a lot there, and there's a lot that continues to go on. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is the physics piece of it. And the physics provides two big opportunities, in my opinion. One is it provides good economics into the future. And secondly, it provides operational efficiency and economics. And what I mean by that is, despite the fact that DWDM for all these years has been the enabler of the digital economy, as it's sometimes called, it itself was not very digital. And it really was through Infinera coming to the market with photonic integrated circuits that really revolutionized, I will say, the DWDM market. In fact, I think you could even argue that what they did with the chipset actually was probably the most revolutionary thing, in my opinion, that's been done with semiconductors since the invention of the semiconductor, if you will. And what that really is the fact that being able to take 10 gig waves between any 2 points, the logistics associated with that, namely the analog components, the color of the laser, the filters that all goes into that, let alone the operational requirements. So if you're operating an 18,000-mile network with little inconspicuous huts located every 50 to 60 miles throughout that 18,000 miles, that's a lot of huts. And when you provision and you operate a network such as that, that's a lot of people, and that's a lot of work. Well, as you move everything now to a chipset the size of your thumbnail, for the very first time, you now enter into a whole new regime of being able to scale and grow capacity. And more importantly, you're going to do it in a very, very economic way. So I continue to see that the opportunity for us is as long as Doug and Microsoft continue to fuel the fire the way in the direction they're going, there will be lots of sources, there will be lots of destinations. And it's really incumbent upon providers such as myself with infrastructure to be able to take advantage of the DWDM technology that continues to push and provide the opportunity for high capacity and good economics. Because the economics here on out will continue to get better. I mean, in my opinion, the foreseeable technologies that are out there certainly get you to 8 terabits per fiber pair. That's a lot. That's a lot of capacity. And if you think about it, we still have in our network where we thought back in the day getting 36 wavelengths was a lot. It's not a lot anymore. More importantly, it's a space and power hog. So I want to get that stuff out of my network as quickly as I can to be able to continue to leapfrog and move forward. The trick then is, can you get to enough locations? And can the business, the key interconnection points, typically in the United States and throughout the world, you can certainly name those major interconnection points. I would submit to you that those number of points will increase. You'll see the same investments. We're already seeing the same investments on subsea capacity. The Pacific Ocean, the number of new cables that are going in and that are planned to go in is phenomenal. 3 terabit cables, and they're going in and they're projected to be filled. It certainly is a connected world and will continue to be a very connected world. And the bandwidth, I think, will continue to be there. Now that said, I think it also drives some interesting requirements from a control perspective. You know, if you're a user of this bandwidth, you know, what do you want to have? Well, sometimes predictability is certainly one thing. We hear a lot about using GMPLS, and will the day come where a router can signal for a wavelength and be able to accommodate spikes or spurious activity or temporary activity in bandwidth needs. Certainly a lot of people working on that. Certainly introduces operational complexity, but I really believe that similarly that in the future, being able to accommodate customer needs that do have spikes and unpredictability will be there. It's funny, we started a campaign as we deployed our DWDM technology, and we had a little marketing spiel called 10 gigs in 10 days. And people said, well, that's no big deal. Why would you do that? No one is that short-sighted that they just missed 10 gig and they just have to hurry up and order it. Well, you'd be surprised.
We're not short-sighted.
But sometimes it's not even being short-sighted. To really illustrate how connected the globe really is, a ways back to remember large earthquakes in the Pacific. Well, basically what that ended up doing was it caused a whole series of different countries, their traffic to be rerouted around the globe the other way, which brings up another whole interesting challenge. But despite that, being able to then to move resources or be able to accommodate the shift in capacity from the west coast of the United States to the east coast and all the cable landing stations and being able to accommodate that shift in traffic, that was done in a matter of a day. And I think it's those types of scenarios, the unpredictable as well as the short-sighted or the less predictable instances, that will also be another underlying current to really tap into the capability of bandwidth.